Hi, I'm Elise, and I live in Crawford. Like many folks these days, I am a transplant, originally from the Front Range. I did not come here because I wanted to replicate where I came from. I came here because I wanted something different. I came here to escape harsh building codes and suffocating development. When I arrived in this special valley, I was inspired by the way people lived close to the land, and I was impressed with the level of community I found. A place where neighbors still talk to each other, where practical skills are still valued, where creativity flourishes precisely because the level of freedom here has allowed it to. Like so many others, I came here to build a dream, to build a life on my own terms, in a rare place where such things still seemed possible. This valley is built on dreams, ideas blooming from basements and backyards. For most of us to survive here, we have to be creative and we have to support ourselves from our land through hard work and ingenuity. Until now, the relative freedom we experienced here has allowed this to flourish, allowed everyday folk to feed their families, contribute to their communities, and live a meaningful and happy life. I am deeply concerned at the level of interference this update and the 2021 code will have on the lives of all of us, especially in regards to home-based business, cottage industry, and the use of our homes and land for lodging and affordable housing options for locals. I also believe our valley could be a model for the rest of the world in sustainable building practices, allowing more earth-based buildings, composting toilets, gray water systems, and other sustainable practices. This should be encouraged. This is how we build sustainable communities for the future. And as the water situation becomes more and more dire here in the West, now is the time to focus on practical, not bureaucratic top-down solutions. And I ask, what problems are being solved by changing so many uses from allowed by right to permitted with site plan review? You may say all these things will still be possible under the new code, just get a permit, you say. Well, as someone who personally went through this permitting process, I can tell you it is involved, lengthy, and incredibly expensive. It would be a barrier for most to even start. And the litany of completely arbitrary requirements and restrictions for cottage and home business are just ridiculous, and they make room for unnecessary oversight, fines, and loss of long-standing vital businesses, as well as limiting creative potential and positive growth. So many of our dear friends and neighbors will literally be forced off of their land and lose everything in an attempt to become compliant. I have already held the hands of teary-eyed community members who are terrified for their very livelihoods and safety, knowing they may literally lose their home and everything they have worked for. Yeah. And as someone who has watched every other community I have loved get demolished by codes and regulations under the guise of progress, I can tell you that this will fundamentally change the place forever. Commissioners, we voted for you to represent us, the people of Delta County. We are just people with dreams who wish to create a life for ourselves. If you vote this in, you are crushing thousands of dreams and massively changing the character of this valley. This is not why we voted for you, and certainly you are not representing us if you support this code. As a human being to fellow human being, I ask that you value this incredibly special value and the cultural freedom and authentic life that characterizes this place, and I ask that you use your vote, your voice, and your future actions to uphold the unique culture of the place you too live. I hope that you understand the gravity of the destruction you could be instigating if you support this update and the ramped up enforcement of the 2021 code, and I hope that you make the rightful decision to stop the update, repeal the 2021 code, and vote on a new code written by the people for the people of the county you claim to represent. This is your duty. I plead from the bottom of my heart for my future children and my children's children that you honor this community and uphold its values. Thank you.